Cause I'm a VC, I'm a VC. I drive around the Prius and I eat over sushi. I'm a VC, oh, who are you?
I know it may not seem like it, but the guys you just saw are the founding members of a very highly respected and successful venture capital firm called the Foundry Group. Two of those guys, Brad Feld and Jason Mendelson, wrote a book called Venture Deals to teach beginners in a very accessible way how venture capital financing works. They also partnered with TechStars and the Kauffman Fellows to create a free online course. And my wife and I are going to give you our thoughts on both of those things coming right up. So today's video is about venture deals, which is actually two separate entities, but they're related. The first is a book written by well-known venture capitalists Brad Feld and Jason Mendelson, and it's sort of an introduction to venture capital. And the second item is a free online course that they teach to help future venture capitalists, entrepreneurs, people who will be involved in this startup ecosystem, help them learn by doing. And so my wife Kelly is here. She listened to the audiobook and she felt so compelled to actually get a physical copy of the actual book, which is something that she never does because she doesn't like to have things in our extra material things in our house. So why was it so compelling?
Yeah, when I first read the book, it was mainly because I want to really understand how venture capital works and learn all those like vocabulary that you hear about on like Shark Tanks or like other things, or even going to I was in a syndicate already angel investing, but then I still don't understand everything on the cap table. So somebody recommended me to listen to that book, and I just like finished it in like 2 days, and like it just clarified so much to me, like pre-money, post-money, all those vocabulary, and I thought I would forget those vocabularies. So I bought the book. But seriously, I didn't open the book after that because I just got myself a lot more involved in VC and angel investing. So once you learn and you start doing things, then you're not gonna need to look at it again, really.
Okay. So it sounds like you feel like the book was very worthwhile to you as somebody who's new and doesn't know the terminology yet, and so that was the biggest takeaway for you.
That's the biggest takeaway because it's actually very simple, a lot simpler than most people think. Like it's just, I feel like maybe VC created all these vocabularies just so other people won't understand them. I don't know why, but yeah, it's very simple.
So why did you choose this online program?
Well, because it's free. Like you have to do it because it's free, and it's actually really good quality, and a lot of other people also recommended this to me, and I saw this online and I'm just like, well, it's free, like why not? And then I guess when I first looked at it, it's actually explain a lot of stuff too. Like they have people that have FAQ. They have asked questions from the audience, and I felt like maybe they planted those because those are questions that I would have too.
Yeah, I think they curated it very carefully to really cover every question that you could have as you're learning this stuff. So it was free, that's true. It's been around for several years now, and they say over 25,000 people have gone through this program. So they are really at least doing a good job of reaching people who have this interest and this desire to learn. And I'll add that even though I enrolled with her, I have to admit by week 3 I was done. I just didn't have the time capacity to continue on. Mainly because there is actually a lot of homework and a lot of actual stuff you have to do. Yeah. Just a few hours, but I did continue to watch the coursework, the videos, but I just didn't sit down and do the homework, which is a lot like a school for me.
Yeah, I would say, a good question for you to ask me is like, how much time would this course take, right? Like,
Yes.
if you were to take it, I would say schedule about 1 hour to watch videos weekly, and then about 1 to 2 hours to complete the homework. And like, even if you're just working on your own, like some people have a team and do teamwork, they have individual assignment and team assignment, and I really could have finished the work on my own. But you do, like when you get to work in a team though, you do get different perspectives, and it's through those discussions that you learn even more, I would say.
Yeah, okay. I think they say something like 5 or 6 hours a week to commit. I think that it was closer to at least like 3 or 4 hours. There's times when you were really in the weeds there, and time passed and you're not.
Well, every time I work on the homework, it's always
You're doing other things.
I do it with other people, and then it's always like within the 1 hour meeting, we just do it. Like I really don't even look at. Oh, there was one homework that took me a while. One individual assignment, I think, that took me a while because I had to watch the video like right before, and yeah, there's different things, but it's also they don't really grade your homework either. It's other people evaluating it, but you have to evaluate other people's homework to get points so that you can get your certificate of completion, so you can have it on your LinkedIn page. So I would say that that's one of the negatives to me is that they don't really have people evaluating your work, so you don't really get the critique. So what really is important is that you actually spend time doing the homework and get something out of it. Otherwise, like I don't think other people actually take the time to evaluate your homework that well and to get feedback. Yeah.
It's all pure evaluation, but you're motivated to
Yes.
to do a good job in those evaluations as well. So hopefully most people, not like me, most people took it seriously, and they want to do their homework as well as they can. They also want to learn and gauge what other people are doing. So can you give us a quick overview and outline of this course, what to expect when you're enrolling?
Yeah, so it's an 8 weeks course. We just finished, and they have it actually twice a year. I think this year, 2020, they gave it 3 times a year because of COVID. A lot of people want to take the course. And then it's every week they give you some videos to watch, and the outline is, I guess, Max can show you the screen later, but it's introduction in week 1. You're really trying to find your teams. Week 2, fundraising or finding the right VC. Week 3 is learning cap tables and convertible loans and to understand how cap table works. Week 4 is on term sheets and all the little things about it. But the most important thing is really economics and control, and he also gets into why the other things are not important. So week 5 is just the continuation of the not as important things on the term sheet. Week 6 is negotiating with VC, and also as an entrepreneur, you negotiate with VC, and as a VC, how you negotiate with an entrepreneur. Week 7 is getting buyout, acquisition, and letter of intent. And then week 8 is just wrapping up and grading everything. So that's how it works. And actually, throughout the course, you have individual assignment and also team assignments. And I would say those assignments cannot take you more than 2 hours unless you didn't watch the videos.
So it sounds like from week 2, you start learning from the beginning of what you would be doing if you were actually entering this ecosystem, if you're actually a company looking for funding. And then you basically go, each week is like a new step in that process, and then negotiation, and finally sort of the exit for the initial funders.
Because acquisition is not a lot of companies could go through IPO, so they chose to just go through acquisition because that's most of the time that's what happens.
That's the exit. Yeah. So this is sort of like step by step in the life cycle of a startup.
Yeah.
What about the types of people who you met in the course, like your other colleagues and peers?
Yeah, so you can have a team of 6 people, up to 6 people. They won't let you have more than that. And you can create your own team, and then you automatically become the team leader, or you can just join other people's team. But at any point, your teammates can drop. like this one right here.
We started with 6.
We started with
and
6.
then-
At the end, it's just me and one other guy. Yes. Even my team lead dropped out. So.
Yeah, which is interesting. The team lead was actually somebody who's in grad school for venture capital, and he has, relatively speaking, he has quite a bit of experience in this. So it was interesting that somebody like him had chosen to enroll, and I don't know, maybe he was hoping to just do a lot more of the networking. And probably, as far as the course goes, there wasn't much that he would gain from the course itself. But,
Yeah.
But people like that, I guess there's a high probability they'll choose to drop out.
Yeah.
Okay, beyond that work and time commitment, did you have any positive, negative reactions to the overall course?
I guess I kind of want to talk about who is this for and who is this not for. Who this is for somebody who wants to learn more about angel investing and venture capital, and you have like maybe a little bit of knowledge or no knowledge at all. Like it's really good for you to go from zero. You get a lot out of it. But if you're somebody who already like interned at a VC firm and just trying to go network, or want to learn more, I don't think you'll get much out of it. But I do see people on there that's taken it multiple times, like maybe 6 or 7 times, just so that maybe they would engage with the audience. And there's also AMA Ask Me Anything with Feld and other well-known speakers that's once in a while they bring up, and then you would see people leaving their LinkedIn on the profile saying, hey, I invest in Africa, or like I have a startup doing this, like connect with me. So I think that's another reason for people to join.
And you're saying for entrepreneurs who are going to be seeking funding, for them to kind of understand how this works from like the investor's perspective, and so that they can come into deals understanding what both sides are looking for and not.
Actually, I would say the course is really built for entrepreneurs more than for VCs or angels. It's built so that entrepreneurs don't get scared by like working with a VC and like get taken advantage of, or that like they would be so difficult because they don't know enough about how the VC process works. Then they have these like weird questions to the VC, and then the deal would fall through. So like many times they talk about stuff like that, real life experience that happened to Brad.
Yeah, so the instructors, Jason and Brad, I feel do a really good job of capturing sort of the struggles and the difficulties and obstacles that they encounter and that they see entrepreneurs encounter, and they're trying to kind of demystify this whole process so that people on both sides can just make everything flow more easily. And so you're right, I think that's definitely one of their targets, is entrepreneurs who they can serve by helping them understand the process better. So last thing I was going to ask you today is if you feel like after you've completed this course, are you ready to invest?
I am, but not because of this course. I feel like people that just took this course, they would have a really good foundation, understand the terminology, but I think if you want to invest in one type of company in that particular sector, you really need to see a bunch of those companies and have those in-depth knowledge to understand like why did company A didn't work, and like why is company B is gonna work now, and like if with this type of traction, like what's the valuation supposed to be, like is this actually a good company? So I think it has to do with a lot of that too, and the course obviously cannot give you that kind of in-depth type knowledge.
Right. Okay. So it's more like you said, a foundation for you to kind of get up to speed faster when you go to work with a mentor or with a company and somebody with a lot more experience. But for you to strike out on your own, you're probably not at that point yet.
Yeah, I think if you just take that course, that's not enough. So I would also go for if you are doing investing, I would go for areas that would be more of your passion to always study in those areas, or separately, like if you have work experience. I tend to go with just my passion because I feel like if you're doing angel investing, it's a long game. Like you're gonna have to want to keep studying that industry. If you don't enjoy what you're studying, like, you know, there's better way to invest. Actually, like you can just invest in the stock market, but doing angel investing and venture capital is really a passion thing. It's because you think that innovation can change the world.
So definitely anybody who's new and trying to just kind of learn the basics, get a solid introduction, you're saying definitely recommend.
Yeah.
I would agree from what I saw. But then also, you know, once you do that, if this is going to be your career path moving forward, then there's clearly additional steps to take, and this won't take you all the way there.
Yeah, I would, after this course, I would, either get a mentor that, you feel like they're really good, like, invest with them or join the syndicate, because at least those deals are being vetted already by other people, other VCs that's done the work, and you don't have to work as hard, you can just follow the deals. So those are my recommendations.
All right. Thanks, Kelly.
Okay.
So if you enjoyed that video, please take a second to like and comment down below, and also consider subscribing and smashing that notification bell so that you'll see me next time.